My Weird School Special, Book Number 7, Bummer in the Summer, written by Dan Gutman, pictures by Jim Pillot. Chapter 3, The Ghost of Summer Past. I went back to sleep, thinking that was the end of it. Everybody has a bad dream now and then, right? No big deal, it happens every day. I was sleeping soundly. I'm not sure if that means I was making a lot of sound or if I wasn't making any sound at all. Anyway, after an hour or two, I heard the clock strike 10. That was weird because I don't have a clock in my bedroom. I opened my eyes. The window was closed, but I felt the presence of somebody or something in my room. And then there was this spooky voice. AJ, AJ, AJ. My name echoed off the walls. Maybe it was my imagination. It could have been a hallucination or a dramatization. I'm not sure because there was very little illumination. My name is an abbreviation. There should have been some elaboration or amplification. It was very poor communication. That was my evaluation. For me, it was a humiliation. I just hoped it wasn't an assassination. I should conduct an investigation. Sorry, I got carried away. And then, suddenly, I noticed a fuzzy-looking figure hovering over my bed. Ah! It was a ghost! Okay. I know I said there would be nothing else about ghosts in this book. But what was I supposed to do? It was out of my control. The ghost just showed up in my bedroom. You've got to believe me. I could see right through the ghost floating in the air. It started forming into the shape of a person. He was a man. A bald man. His head was glowing like a light bulb. Actually, he looked a lot like my principal at school, Mr. Klutz. But why would Mr. Klutz be floating over my bed in the middle of the night? I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. I had to think fast. Who are you? I asked in a trembling voice. I am the ghost of a summer's past, he replied. Your past, AJ. Oh yeah, I said. I don't believe in ghosts. Well, we believe in you, the ghost replied. You look a lot like the principal at my school, Mr. Klutz, I told the ghost. I bet you say that about all the handsome, bald-headed ghosts who hovered over your bed in the middle of the night, said the ghost of Mr. Klutz. Are you one of those spirits that my friend Billy said was going to visit me? I asked. You got that right, replied the ghost of Mr. Klutz. What are you doing here? I asked him. What do you want with me? I'm trying to sleep. This is a school night, you know. The ghost of Mr. Klutz held up his hand and made a victory peace sign with his fingers, which means shut up. Come, he said, holding out his floating hand. Follow me, AJ. Huh? I said, which is also huh backward. I got out of bed. Follow you where? Where are we going? Out the window, the ghost of Mr. Klutz replied. As he said that, the window opened, all by itself. But, the ghost of Mr. Klutz giggled. What's so funny? I asked. You said but, which sounds just like but, even though it only has one T in it. Well, that was true. They really should have two separate words for but and but it seemed like a pretty immature thing for a man to say. The ghost of Mr. Klutz floated over to the window. Come with me, AJ, he said. We're going on a journey. Out the window? I asked. I don't think so. You can go out the window. I'm staying right here. Don't be afraid, AJ, the ghost of Mr. Klutz said, floating halfway out the window. You can fly, just like me. The ghost of Mr. Klutz was nuts. No way, I told him. I'll fall. Hold my hand and you won't fall, he said. Just take one step. Trust me. He was all the way out the window now, floating there. I went over to the window. I'm scared, I admitted. You? Scared? The ghost of Mr. Klutz said. Isn't that what you're always saying about the girl in your class named Emily? How do you know about that? I asked. Oh, I know about everything you say and do, AJ, the ghost of Mr. Klutz replied. Come, don't be a crybaby. Take a step out the window and come flying with me. Nobody calls me a crybaby. I put my foot up on the windowsill. Flying sounded cool, even though it was scary. I leaned out the window. I put my other foot on the windowsill. I closed my eyes. I took a step. I was floating. I was flying. Wow, I said, which is Mom upside down. Am I a ghost too? Am I dead? Temporarily, yes, said the ghost of Mr. Klutz. Okay, follow me, AJ. I floated out the window and put my hands in front of me, like Superman. The ghost of Mr. Klutz led the way. We flew over my house and started gliding over rooftops. I was swooping up, down, left, and right. Flying is probably the coolest thing in the history of the world. If I could choose one superpower over all the others, it would be the power to fly. We flew a long way, maybe 1,100,000 miles. Suddenly it wasn't nighttime anymore. It was the middle of the day, and it was hot out. I could see water in the distance. It looked like the ocean. Where are we? I asked. We're in the past now, the ghost of Mr. Klutz told me. It's last summer. Do you remember last summer, AJ? Sure, I told him. My family rented a beach house and all my friends came over. That's right, said the ghost of Mr. Klutz. Suddenly I could see the beach in front of me. It was filled with blankets, coolers, umbrellas, and lots of people playing in the sand and swimming in the ocean. Look, I shouted. There are my friends, Ryan, Michael, Neil, and Alexia, playing football on the beach. Hey guys, look at me, I'm flying. They can't see or hear you, AJ, the ghost of Mr. Klutz told me. Remember, this isn't today you're seeing. This is last summer. Oh, yeah, I said. Ooh, look, there's me. And there's Mr. Sunny, the lifeguard. And there's Andrea Young, that annoying girl in my class with curly brown hair. We swooped down low. Mr. Sunny was building a giant sand castle. I remembered that he loved everything to do with sand. Andrea was staring at him and making goo-goo eyes. She had a crush on Mr. Sunny. The ghost of Mr. Klutz and I were flying so low that I could hear Andrea talking to AJ in the past. I have it all planned out, Andrea said. When I grow up, Mr. Sunny and I will be married right here on the beach. We'll have a solar-powered bungalow, and I'll help him build sand castles all day. It will be so romantic. You can't marry Mr. Sunny, dumbhead, AJ in the past told Andrea. He's too old for you. You're mean, Arlo, Andrea shouted at AJ in the past. I can marry anybody I want. Dumbhead, AJ in the past shouted at Andrea. The ghost of Mr. Klutz swooped up in the air and I followed him. That wasn't very nice, AJ, he told me. Why do you say mean things like dumbhead to Andrea all the time? She says mean things to me, I replied. Two wrongs don't make a right, said the ghost of Mr. Klutz. Come, AJ, let's go to another place. Chapter 4. The L Word. I followed the ghost of Mr. Klutz as we swooped higher into the sky. Then we zoomed really fast away from the ocean. Where are you taking me now? I asked. You'll find out, the ghost of Mr. Klutz replied. Flying is so cool. I wish I could fly everywhere. We swooped down lower, and I could see the rooftop of elementary school in the distance. That's my school. Wait, you're taking me to school? I asked. Yes, the ghost of Mr. Klutz replied, in more ways than one. We were getting closer to the school. The ghost of Mr. Klutz wasn't slowing down. It looked like we were going to crash right into the wall of the school. Watch out, I shouted, putting my hands over my eyes. But we didn't crash. We flew right through the wall. It was the coolest thing ever. Being a temporary ghost was fun. The ghost of Mr. Klutz and I flew through the wall into the vomitorium. It used to be called the cafetorium, but then some first grader threw up in there and everybody started calling it the vomitorium. It was all decorated for Halloween, with pictures of witches and pumpkins and bats and stuff. The whole gang was sitting below us eating lunch, including me, AJ, in the past. Can they see or hear us? I asked the ghost of Mr. Klutz. No, he replied as we hovered over the table. Do you remember this day, AJ? Oh yeah, I replied. Halloween is my favorite holiday. Do you love it? The ghost of Mr. Klutz asked me. Oh, he said the L word. I didn't answer. I try to never say the L word out loud. That's the first rule of being a kid. Wait a minute, I said. I thought you were the ghost of summers past. Halloween isn't in the summer? Asked the ghost of Mr. Klutz. Oops, I really need to get a calendar. Below us, my friends were talking about Miss Mary, who was a student teacher and also happens to be Mr. Klutz's daughter. Miss Mary is scary, AJ in the past said. She looks like a vampire, said Neil. Maybe she really is a vampire, said AJ in the past. Did you ever think of that? She dresses in all black. She wears black makeup. She's got a pet bat. Stop trying to scare Emily, Andrea told AJ in the past. I'm scared, said Emily. Miss Mary probably lives in a cave and sleeps hanging upside down from the ceiling, said AJ in the past. Then she goes out at night and bites people in the neck and drinks their blood. We've got to do something, Emily yelled, and then she went running out of the vomitorium. Everybody laughed except Andrea, who made a mean face at AJ in the past. The ghost of Mr. Klutz turned to me. That wasn't very nice, AJ. The things you said that day weren't nice to Emily, and it wasn't nice what you said about my daughter either. I was just trying to be funny, I told him. Sometimes what's funny to you isn't funny to other people, the ghost of Mr. Klutz told me. Sometimes what's funny to you hurts other people's feelings. What if I say I'm sorry? I asked. It's too late now, said the ghost of Mr. Klutz. That happened a long time ago. Let's go. I followed the ghost of Mr. Klutz as he flew through the wall again and out of the school. You seem to have a lot of anger in you, AJ, the ghost of Mr. Klutz said, as we flew over the rooftops. It's not nice to be a hater. I'm not a hater, I told the ghost of Mr. Klutz. I hate haters. Is that so? He replied, taking a piece of paper out of his pocket as he flew. I made a little list of the things you've said you hate. Let me see. You said you hate school. You said you hate spiders. You hate reading out loud. Tests. Snot. Ferrets. Germs. Being smart. Putting on plays. Board games. Taking a bath. Flowers. Rain. Yeah, I guess I did say I hate those things, I admitted. Getting hit by water balloons, the ghost of Mr. Klutz continued. Coffee, dead fish, when a helicopter falls on your head, zombies, when the school gets attacked by monsters, toilet seats, when an alien spaceship lands in the middle of the playground, when an asteroid crashes into the Earth and wipes out all life on our planet. Yeah, I said I hate that stuff too, come to think of it, I admitted. Okay, so I know lots of things that you hate, the ghost of Mr. Klutz said. Now, tell me some of the things that you love. He said the L word again. I don't L anything. Are you telling the truth, AJ? The ghost of Mr. Klutz asked me. Of course I'm telling the truth. If you're not telling the truth, the ghost of Mr. Klutz said, that would make you a hater and a liar. I never told a lie in my life, I insisted. Oh no, said the ghost of Mr. Klutz. You said there would be no ghosts in this book, and here I am. So that was a lie. Hey, I didn't know you were going to show up, I shouted at him. I was really mad now. I'm innocent. I think you might have an anger management problem, AJ, the ghost of Mr. Klutz told me. It would be good if you could appreciate some of the nice things in life. All the things that you love. He said that word again. I bet there are lots of things that you love, AJ, said the ghost of Mr. Klutz. The L word is for girls, I told him. Love is for everybody, AJ, he replied. Admit it. No. We were getting close to my house. It's time for you to go back home now, the ghost of Mr. Klutz told me as we hovered outside my window. As you mentioned, it's a school night. Can't we fly around some more? I asked. Flying is awesome. Will you admit that you love flying, AJ? I didn't want to say the L word out loud. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. I had to think fast. This was the worst thing to happen since TV turn-off week. But I couldn't say it. I wasn't going to say the L word. So I didn't say anything. Good night, AJ, said the ghost of Mr. Klutz with a sigh. I climbed back through the window and got into bed. I turned around to say goodbye, but the ghost of Mr. Klutz was already gone. I touched my skin. I wasn't a ghost anymore. I pulled the covers up over my head and went back to sleep. This was turning out to be a very weird night, and it was about to get weirder.